Welcome students. Today we'll see about the accelerator principle. Here, Aftalion in 1909, Hartree in 1913 and Bickerdike in 1914, these people written about the origin of the accelerator principle. J.M. Clark in 1917, he put all the ideas in the systematic order and developed the accelerator principle. Further, J.R. Higgs, Samuelson, and Herod also developed this accelerator in relation to the business cycles. In this accelerator principle, we are going to study about the meaning, definition, assumptions, operation of acceleration principle, limitations, etc. Meaning of acceleration. Increase in the demand. A given increase in the demand for consumption goods in the economy generally leads to an accelerated demand for machineries. Accelerator is the numerical value of the relation between an increase in consumption and the resulting increase in investment. So what is accelerator? Beta equal to change in investment by change in consumption. So increase induced in investment by initial consumption is called accelerator. Here, change in delta I is denoted as change in investment and delta C is referred as change in consumption. Definition. The accelerator coefficient is the ratio between induced investment and an initial change in consumption is called accelerator. Here, in the multiplier, what we saw, changes in income by changes in investment is called multiplier. And accelerator means changes in induced investment by changes in consumption is called accelerator principle. For example, an industry spend on rupees 50 crores on consumption goods and investment rupees 100 crores in investment goods. So what is the accelerator principle? Changes in I by changes in consumption. So investment 100 by consumption 50. So 100 divided by 50 equal to 2. 2 is called as accelerator. Assumptions. Absence of excess capacity in the consumer goods industries. The excess capacity in consumer goods is absence, lack of excess capacity in consumer goods. Capital output ratio is constant. Increase is in demand is permanent. Supply of funds and other input is elastic. Elastic means changes. Inelastic means not change. Capital goods are perfectly divisible. Divisible means we can separate or divide. What are the capital goods? Machineries, buildings. So actually we can't separate the capital goods. So actually this assumption is wrong. Unrealistic assumption. Accelerator theory. According to the theory of multiplier, the increase in investment generates manifold increase in income. Such increases in income increases consumption. The initial increase in demand automatically gathers momentum. The available productive capacities will be exhausted fully. As the existing productive capacity would not be enough to meet the expanding demand, productive capacities will be expanded by new investments. Thus, the level of investment depends upon the rate of change in income and the resultant change in consumption. So, change in income by change in consumption, the level of investment depends. This is what called as the principle of accelerator. According to this principle, net investment is positively related to changes in income. The theory of multiplier states the effect of investment upon the level of income. The principle of accelerator states that the effect of an increase in income upon the level of investment. Diagrammatic illustration. Operation of the acceleration principle. Here, SS represents saving curve. II represents investment curve. Where the saving curve and investment curve intersect each other, that point is called E, equilibrium point. At this point here, OY1 income is represents as equilibrium 1. OY2 represents equilibrium 2 and OY3 is represents equilibrium 3. Now, investment is increased from OI2 to OI4. The increase income from OY1 to OY3, the equilibrium point being E3. If the increase in investment by I2 to I4 is called as purely exogenous, then the increase in income by Y1 to Y3 would have been due to the multiplier effect. But in this diagram, it is assumed that exogenous investment is only by I2 to I3 and induced investment is by I3 to I4. Therefore, increase in income by Y1, Y2 is due to the multiplier effect and the increase in income by Y2 to Y3 is due to the accelerator effect. So this is the operation of the acceleration principle. Before this, we can assume that in order to produce 1,000 consumer goods, 100 machines are required. Also suppose that working life of a machine is 10 years. This means that every year 10 machines have to be replaced in order to maintain the constant flow of 1,000 consumer goods. This might be called replacement demand. Why it is called as replacement? Because they are replacing the machineries. Suppose the demand for consumer goods rises by 10% to 10%, that is from 1,000 to 1,100. This results in increase in demand for 10 more machines, so that total demand for machines is 20. It may be noted here a 10% increase in demand for consumer goods causes a 100% increase in demand for machines. So, we can conclude even a mild change in the demand for consumer goods will lead to wide change in investment. Limitations. The assumption of constant capital output ratio is unrealistic. In assumption, we studied that capital output ratio is constant, but this is unrealistic assumption. Next one, resources are available only before full employment. After the full employment, after using the resources fully, it will not available because it will be scarcity. Excess capacity in capital goods industries is assumed. So in assumption, what we saw, absence of excess capacity in consumer goods. Here, excess capacity in capital goods industries is assumed, not consumer goods. Accelerator will work only if the increased demand is permanent, not temporary. The demand should be permanent. Accelerator will work only when credit is available easily. Money facilities is available easily, then only this accelerator will work. Last limitation is if there is unused or excess capacity in the consumer goods industry, the accelerator principle would not work. These are the limitations of acceleration principle. Next one, super multiplier, K and beta interaction. That is multiplier and accelerator interaction. In order to measure the total effect of initial investment of income, Higgs has combined the K and beta. K represents multiplier and beta represents accelerator. So mathematically and given it the name of the super multiplier. So Higgs has combined this K and beta mathematically and given it the name as super multiplier. The super multiplier is worked out by combining both induced consumption and induced investment. The super multiplier is greater than the simple multiplier, which includes only autonomous investment and no induced investment, while super multiplier includes induced investment. Next one, leverage effect. The combined effect of the multiplier and the accelerator is also called the leverage effect, which may lead the economy to very high or low level of income propagation. Symbolically, we can say that Y equal to C plus IA plus IP, whereas Y represents as aggregate income, C represents consumption expenditure, IA represents autonomous investment, IP represents induced private investment. So, students, this chapter, consumption function and investment function, can be summarized under 3 heads. The consumption function deals with relationship between national income and consumption expenditure, that is APC, MPC and APC. The subjective and objective factors determine consumption function. The investment function includes autonomous investment and the induced investment. The functional relationship between interest rate and the investment, the role of MEC and the rate of interest in determine the investment. The multiplier is directly related to MPC and inversely related to MPS. The accelerator principle explains the effect of changing consumption expenditure upon volume of investment. The interaction of multiplier and accelerator is called super multiplier. Students, with 4th chapter is completed.